Hi, I'm Carol Pate. Welcome to my broadcast. I thought I'd go ahead and answer some questions that came in during the last broadcast. And one of those questions happened to be about marriage and what happens after we pass and we're married. Are we still married when we go to the other side, or quote, heaven? So I thought I'd talk a little bit about that. It's my understanding that when we take vows until death do we part. And apparently that's a serious vow, because when we do go to the other side, we are not, quote, legally married, although we can remain with one another and we can incarnate together. So we will be in the next life with one another if that's what is needed for our life path and for our lessons. So yes, that can happen. And we can remain together on the other side for as long as we wish. And it does happen. Now, as far as marriage being through God, in truth, marriage was put together primarily by man. If you remember, Solomon had a lot of wives and concubines, and I believe David did too. There were several of them that did. So, and in Deuteronomy, it gets into, because of the hard-heartedness of man, divorce was given through God. So it's really more of man's concept than it is of God's. Man and woman are supposed to unite. They're supposed to come together freely, without contract, and through love and faithfulness, to have children, to have a family, to be a part of God's family, and to bring into effect civilization. But man is the one that seems to make up the rules, and through God that is allowed. Man is supposed to make the rules on this earth plane, in this material plane of existence. He's allowed to name things, and those names they're allowed to be forever, if that's what is chosen to be. Man has authority over the earth plane. So I'm not saying that marriage is not without God, but I'm saying that God isn't the one that put it into being.
You're talking mankind.
Mankind. Yes.
Okay. All right. Is that all you want to?
No, we may go back to it if somebody else has some questions on it.
Well, what I wanted, before I forget,
Yeah.
what I want to go over is we've had several people ask about UFOs.
Yeah, I am gonna do a topic about UFOs. I am gonna speak about it. I I'm gonna be honest, I have always been very reluctant to speak about the topic for a couple of reasons. One is that when you start talking about UFOs and the happenings and what it entails, it can open people up. It's almost like,
What do you mean by that?
it's kind of like a virus. If people are aware of it, it's like they're targeted, and that can bring into effect abductions. That's why I really don't.
You're exposing yourself.
You are, yeah, because of your interest. If you go to UFO conferences, you're exposing yourself to being abducted. Although I will say this, abductions run in families, generationally. It can run in families. And I think probably a great deal of people are abducted, or what they call experiencers, depending. And they don't know it. The thing is, if they want you to know it, they make you really aware of it. And if they don't want you to know it, you can you're sort of blissful. You blissfully live your life out without necessarily knowing that you've gone through these encounters. I went through 7 months of abduction, and I got exposed to a lot of people that were very heavily into UFO research. I found it very interesting, but I found it scary. It was scary. The reason it's scary is because it's so physical. Um, Spiritual stuff, demonic stuff, yes, I can get physical too, but not to the extent of the UFO. The UFO is something that you have zero control over. The spiritual laws, there's not a lot of spiritual laws that count on that, so your protection is fairly limited. Um, they don't they don't accept Jesus Christ. I found that out. They don't know who Jesus is. They're not from this planet, obviously. I didn't know it didn't extend past this planet. So I got quite an education in the subject. So yes, I will make it a topic, and I will open it up, and I will open it up for questions. I don't like doing it, but I'll do it.
And the reason being is a very good point was brought up that people that are experiencing this need to have the information